Shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, sure.
Hi, students. Good morning. Good morning. I, Pradnya Shirsagar from Tiraknagar MPS Secondary School, welcomes you for the online lecture of geography, that is class 9th. I hope you all are fit and fine to explore your knowledge in the geographical world. Yes, now all are set, all are ready to learn the new chapter of geography, chapter number 5, that is precipitation. Yes, now before before starting the lecture, I would like to share the screen of chapter number 5, that is precipitation. Yes, now here is my screen. Once again, I welcome everyone for the Geography Online live lecture of class 9. The topic name is precipitation. Yes, let's start the chapter. But before starting, before introducing the introduction of the lesson, let's, on your screen, can you see the two pictures? Yes, observe both the pictures carefully, and below the each picture, the sentence I have described. The sentence is described below the picture. We'll see the first picture. The blades of grass look like this in winter mornings. Yes, during the winter mornings, the blades of the grass looks like that some water droplets are there on it. Then the question arises that from where does this water droplets on the blade of grass comes? Yes, these are first questions we have to think about it. Yes, the second, see the second picture, see the second image. The second image tells you, describes about snow is found everywhere in the winters in Kashmir. Yes, isn't it? Snow you can see everywhere in Kashmir. Then the question is that why isn't snow found in our surrounding? Yes, why isn't the snow is found in our surroundings? We have to think about it. Yes, the next question is arise that generally it rains between June and September. June to September in our region. Yes, now also we can, it's rainy season only. Then how the rain droplets form? The question is arise about the rainfall is how the rain droplets form. Yes, see the next question, see the next image. The next image is about sometimes the hailstones destroy the standing crops in the field. Yes, because of the hailstone, many crops of the fields are destroyed. Why it has been destroyed, from where the hailstone arise, they occur, then why don't we get hailstones frequently? That also question we have arised in your mind. Yes, now here all these questions what we have arised in your mind, that is our learning outcomes. All the questions which is there in your mind will be clear after learning this lesson, and these are the some learning outcomes which we are going to understand and learn, study after when we'll complete this precipitation lesson. What are after this, after studying the lesson, what we are going to understand about how the rain droplets form. Yes, how the snowfall occurs, how the hailstones, why they destroy the crop, how hailstone occur, what is hail, what is precipitation. These concepts we are going to clear in this lesson, that is precipitation. I hope you all are fine with the introduction of the lesson. Yes, let's start. Yes. Now, before starting the lecture, we'll see some geographical explanation which is related, and we have to get it to know about this lesson. Geographical explanation is that, see, on on Earth, 70 70.8% part of the Earth's surface is full of water. Yes, as we all know that 70.8% part of the Earth's surface is full of water. Yes, but the distribution of the water is very unequal. The distribution of the water is very uneven. See, at some places of the earth on Earth's surface, there is ample of water. Means there is more water in some place of the earth, but at another place of the earth's surface, there is less water you can see. Yes, this distribution of the water surface is very unequal. Yes, now you also, even y'all are experiencing that through the news channel, yes, through the media. You can see that in the most of the parts of our earth surface, there is less water, and some areas they have the more water. This distribution is unequal on the earth surface. Yes, this was the first geographical explanation. The next is what we see. Next, second point of geographical explanation is that we see and experience the we see or experience the form of condensation. Yes, what is condensation? What is condensation? Condensation, or you have studied in the previous standard also. Condensation means what? In short, I'll explain you what is condensation. Yes, you all are familiar with this word. Yes, in the previous standard also you have studied about the condensation. But in short, I'll tell you the meaning of it. Yes, and with examples, so that easily you can understand what is condensation. Yes, now here condensation is a physical change. Condensation is a physical change, is a phenomena that we experience onto our day-to-day life. The definition of condensation is, it is the process of a substance that it is in its gaseous state converting into a liquid state. This change is brought about by a change in pressure and temperature of the substance. Example, I'll explain you. Example, daily we take a bath. The temperature is very high, and it is very hot when you see on the mirror is covered with the fog. Once you are done taking a hot shower, when you will touch the mirror, you can see some small beads of water on the mirror. So that small beads of water is called as condensation. Yes, hope you all have understood what is condensation. Why I have explained you condensation? Because condensation and precipitation, it is one of the forms. Yes, they both go together in the water cycle. So that's why I explain you the form about the condensation. As the atmospheric conditions change, we see changes in the form of condensation. And during winter mornings, we find dew. Means during winter mornings, early morning, we find some dews on any objects. Yes. Now you can see the examples. You can see the image on your screen. Winter dew, example of fog and the snowfall. Fog and snow and dew. It is one of the form of condensation. Yes. Next. Now see, in most of the areas of high altitude, snowfall occurs when it rains in other places. Yes. Now in the areas which are located in the higher altitudes, their snowfall occurs but at the same time it rains in other place. Why it happens? Because high altitude examples is what? Mount Everest. It is the Himalayan mountain. So the areas which are located in the high altitude, continuously there is a snowfall. Yes, and in some other places we experience the dense fog. Yes, and other same places we experience that dense fog, while some experience hailstones. And if suddenly the hailstones starts and suddenly if the hailstone start, the crop field, it gets easily destructed, as you can see a image on your screen. Yes. Now next, here till here what we have learned about the condensation and the forms of condensation. Now this screen, the water cycle screen, you can see the water cycle. In the earlier standard also you have studied about the water cycle. Yes, but to go to the main point of our lesson, let's learn let's go through back the water cycle page and we will learn this. Now in this water cycle process, what I'm going to tell you, we have learned about the condensation. Then our main topic of this lesson is precipitation. Yes, let's study the water cycle. See, the first stage of water cycle is evaporation. What is the first stage of water cycle? Evaporation. And the second stage is condensation. Just now I have explained you about the condensation. Condensation, it leads to the formation of clouds. Condensation leads to the formation of clouds. Yes. What is precipitation? The third stage of water cycle is precipitation. Our main chapter of geography, that is number 5, that is precipitation. What is precipitation? Precipitation it occurs when so much water has condensed that the air cannot hold it. The air cannot hold it anymore. Then the clouds get heavier. The clouds get heavier and water fall backs in the form of rain, snow, hail, sleet. Yes, this is known as precipitation. That is the third stage of water cycle. Then the fourth stage of water cycle is about the surface runoff or infiltration. Fourth stage is runoff or infiltration. Yes. Now I hope you all have understood about the condensation and then to precipitation. Yes. See the next one now. Yes. Our main chapter. Let's begin with the main chapter, that is precipitation. Before that, what I have explained you about the condensation, about the form of condensation. Yes, then some geographical concept we have cleared. Now let's come back and let's start with the main lesson, that is precipitation. Yes. What is precipitation? The definition you can see on your screen. Yes, the definition, what it is: water falls in the solid or liquid state from the clouds to the ground. Yes, example is rain, hail, sleet, snow. The definition explains when the water keeps condensing to form clouds. The water keeps condensing to form clouds, but when there is too much of accumulation, when they come together, they gather together, they assemble together, and the collection of water in these clouds, the clouds becomes very heavier. The clouds becomes heavy. This means that the air cannot hold it. The air cannot hold it. this amount of water. So, and the water starts falling down, falling back to the earth as in the form of rain, hail, sleet, snow. Rain, you all are familiar with the word rain. Hail, hail also, I showed you in the previous image also, hail. What is the image of the hail? You all are familiar with that. Sleet. Now what is sleet? Sleet means what? Rain containing some ice. Rain containing some ice, hailstone as well as rain. Yes, there is a combination. There is a combined fall of hailstone and rain is known as sleet. And the last example of precipitation is snow. Yeah. What is the definition of precipitation? When water falls in the solid or liquid state from the clouds to the ground. The definition is as simple as you can quickly able to understand. Yes, with the water cycle also and with this definition. Next. Now after this we are going to learn about the major forms of precipitation are. What are the major forms? There are three major forms of precipitation. What is first? Snow, second is hailstones, and third is rainfall. One by one we are going to study in detail about major forms of precipitation. What is the first one? Snow. What is the first one? First major form of precipitation is snow. Yes. Simple meaning I'll tell you about the snow is a small white crystal. Snow is a small white crystal of ice formed. Yes. Formed directly from the water vapor of the air. How the snow is formed? Snow is a white crystal, small white crystal of ice formed directly from the water vapor of the air is known as snow. Yes, then see this. Read the definition. You can see on your screen. When the temperature in the atmosphere falls below the freezing point, water vapor directly turns to the snowflakes. This is called sublimation. Yes, you can see the image on your screen, the image of sublimation. Now, to clarify the meaning of this sublimation, what is sublimation? It is a chemical process, students. It is a chemical process where a solid turns into a gas. Without going to the liquid form, directly it goes to the gaseous stage. Example of sublimation is you can see the image also, and one more example is that sublimation is when ice cubes, yes, you all are familiar with the ice cubes in your refrigerator. When the ice cubes are shrink in the freezer, that is known as sublimation. And when the water vapor it turns into the gaseous state is known as sublimation. Yes, and here in this definition of sublimation, what is the snowflakes? The new word you can see, snowflakes. Snowflakes means what? It is a piece of a snow. It is a piece of a snow. Yes, here we have studied about the sublimation. Next, here, when the vapor in the form of gas transforms into the solid snow. Yes, when the gaseous state, when the water vapor forms in the gaseous state, it directly transferred to the solid snow. That solid snow is one of the form of precipitation. Because of this form of solid particles is known as snowfall. How the snowfalls form? When when the precipitation in the form of solid particles of snow is known as snowfall. Yes. Next, you can see the image, two images you can see on your screen, the image of a snowfall. Yes. Next, now as snow is in the solid form, yes, everybody have understood till now that snow is in solid form. It does not flow like a water. Yes, snow doesn't flow like a water, but the layers of the snow gets deposited when there is a too much of snow. Yes, their layers get deposited inside. Yes. Now, next is what? When the snow accumulates on a large scale, means what? Accumulates means, sorry, accumulates means when collect or it gathered. Accumulates means collect or gather or assemble together. When there is a lot of snow on, when there is lot of snow, then the transport and communication, then the transport and communication system of that particular area totally collapses. Yes, you can see the image on your screen that a train in between only, it has stuck in between that snow. Yes, this area is this area is collapsed, means we cannot communicate with that particular area because there is snow at a large scale. Yes. Next, next is about the frostbite. Now the people, those who live in that snow region, they have to be very careful about this frostbite. Yes, frostbite means what? It means the injury to our body tissues caused by exposure to the extreme cold, typically affecting to our nose, fingers or toes. Yes, frostbite means what? It means the injury to our body when we are in the exposure in the cold world, when we are in standing in the snow with and the temperature is very cold. That time we on your hand we get a injury that is known as frostbite. Yes, frostbite means what? People living in those snow regions, they have to be very protective about themselves from frostbite. When the snow melts, the region gets water. When the snow melts, the particular region gets water. Yes. Now next, till now we have learned about the first major form of precipitation, that is snow. Yes, in snow we have studied what is the snow. It is a small white crystal. What is sublimation? Sublimation is a chemical process. It directly turns solid into gaseous state. Then after sublimation, we have learned the meaning of snowflakes. After that, we have studied about the frostbite. You can see on your screen. Now next, the second major form of precipitation is hail. The second major form of precipitation is hail. Let's start the introduction of hail. See, in the previous we have learned on the earth's surface there the distribution of the water is unequal. Yes, but when there is lot of heat on the earth's surface, the air which blows upward at a very great speed, means fastly the air, so fastly that the air it blows in upward direction. That time you can see on your screen the picture of lot of heat on the earth's surface. Yes, but because of that upward flow of air, the temperature of the air, it directly reduces, and the condensation of the water vapor takes place. Yes, hail means what? Hail means a small hard balls of ice that is full fall from the sky like a rain. Hail means what? Small hard balls of ice that fall from the sky like a rain is known as hail. And why the hail form? Because whenever there is a lot of heat on the earth's surface, the upward flow of air blows at a greater speed. So because of this upward flow, the temperature of the air reduces and the condensation of the water vapor takes place. What happens when the condensation of the water vapor takes place? Then after the water vapor, they are condensed they are condensed together. That time the dark clouds are formed. That time what happens when the water vapor have condensed in the air? They form dark clouds. Then because of the upward movement of air, these water droplets go to higher altitudes. Yes, then these water droplets, what they go to the high altitude, then their solidification of that droplets occur and hailstones are formed. Yes, here we have understood how the hailstones form. Yes, when the water vapor they are condensed, then the dark clouds are formed. Then because of the upward flow of air, the water droplets they go to the higher altitude. Yes, at a high altitude. Then and at the same time, the solidification of these droplets occur and the hailstone starts forming. Yes, here you can see the images of the hailstone. There are the size of the hailstones are not equal. They are in different. Sometimes we see the big hailstones in some of the region, and smalls also you can see. Next, let's learn more about the hailstone. As hailstones, sorry, as hailstones are very as hailstones they are very heavy. The hailstones are very heavy. They cannot they because they as the hailstones are heavy, they cannot float. They fall towards the ground, but because of the frequent upward flow of air, they are repeatedly taken upwards. Yes, because the hailstones are very heavy. You all have must experience in your surrounding also. Yes, in our surroundings sometimes or some other day, unfortunately, or you have experienced about the hailstones. Yes, that time you just see that some when there is a hailstone shower from when there is a hailstone flow of flow continuously flow is there, we feel that someone is throwing stones on us. Yes, something is we can feel that hailstones are so heavy, easily we can feel on our screen. So whenever, so here this the hailstones are heavy, and here when the new layer of snow encapsulates the hail, this happens quite a few times. Hence, concentric layers are formed while the hailstones grow in size. When there is a continuously flow of hailstone on the ground, that time what happened? A new layers are formed in the hail. Yes, concentric layers means what? The layers appears inside the hailstone is known as concentric layer. It happens quite a few times. Yes, it happens quite a few times when there is a continuous flow of hailstone, that then concentric layers are formed. Yes, and automatically when the layers are formed, the hail size has grown in size. These big heavy hailstones fall rapidly to the ground because of gravity. Yes, why the heavy hailstones falls down? Because of the gravitational force. Yes, you have studied in the science also the gravity, gravitational force. We call the precipitation of this type as hail showers. Whenever in your surrounding or some other region, when you see the hail showers, so that type of hail showers is one of the perfect and the major example of precipitation. Yes, now here till now we have studied what is hail and what is concentric layers. Now let's learn the examples of hailstones. Yes, hails occur in summers in India. During the summers, during the summer in India, we can experience the hails. Also in Africa and in some parts of Southeast Asia. Yes, second example, hails do not occur in equatorial areas because of the heat in the atmosphere. Why hails do not occur in equatorial region? Because because when because in the equatorial region there is a harsh sun raises heat up the land, so and also cause constant evaporation from the water bodies. I'm talking about the equatorial areas. Why hails doesn't occur in equatorial areas? Because there is too much of sun raises or too much of heat up, too much of heat up the land and also cause constant evaporation from the water body. So this is the reason, and in the equatorial areas continue, you will be see that continue there is a heavy rainfall throughout the year. So that because of the heat in the atmosphere in equatorial areas, hails do not occur there. Third example, also hails do not occur in cold zones because of lack of upward flow. Yes, cold zones means what? Cold zones means with full of snow and ice. When there is full of snow and ice in that region, that time hails also they do not occur. Yes, till now we have learned about the uh, first major form of precipitation, that is snow. Second form of precipitation we have studied, that is hails. Yes, I hope you all have understood. Yes, next. Next, the third major form of rainfall. And the third major form of rainfall, that is my favorite major form of precipitation. I hope everybody is familiar with the word rainfall. Yes, and most of the students and most of the human beings they like rainy season. Yes, but before starting, before get to know about the more about the rainfall, here I'll just tell you, I'll just tell you that during our childhood days we were very curious to know about, and we were very curious to dance, to sing in the first rainfall in our surrounding. Yes, that time we used to think that how the rain droplets form, from where the rainfall comes down, how they are falling down. See the water droplets from where they are. This too many curiosity which have arisen during our childhood. Yes, na? But students, Here, now also we are very curious to learn about the rainfall. Yes, how the rainfall, how the raindrops of the rain forms. We are going to learn that. See now, rainfall. You all are familiar with the rainfall, but we are going to study. We are going to learn how the rainfall is formed. Yes, how the rainfall is formed. Clouds are made of water droplets. Yes, we have studied in the water cycle. The clouds which are made of water droplets within a cloud. Water droplet condense onto one another, causing the droplets to grow. When these water droplets get too heavy to stay in that cloud, in that particular cloud, they fall to earth as a rain. This is known as rainfall. Yes, we will read the what is written on your screen. We generally get water in the form of rainfall. Yes. Next, the temperature of the air with water vapor reduces when it goes higher. When the temperature of the area of the air, particular area of the air with water vapor reduces when it goes higher, and the condensation of the vapor occurs. Yes, when then the condensation of the vapor occurs, means the clouds are formed. That time when clouds are formed, then condensed water droplets and some dust particles accumulates in it. Yes, it comes together. Then that time the water droplets, when they are condensed together, the water droplet increases in size. Yes, then they cannot float, or they are too heavy, so that they cannot float it in the air anymore because of their weight, because they are very heavy. They come down as rainfall. So here we understood that how the rainfall flows down easily. Yes, one more time, I'll just recap what is rainfall. Rainfall is what? When the clouds are made of water droplets. When the clouds are made of water droplets within a cloud, when that time the water droplet condense onto one another, causing the droplets to grow. When these water droplets get too heavy, then they cannot stay in that cloud. They fall it to earth as a rain, is known as rainfall. Yes, this here you have studied about the rainfall, how the raindrops are formed. Yes, they cannot float it. So that's why we experience the rainfall. Okay, then next. Now here, let's revise now what we have studied so far. Yes, what we have studied so far, that precipitation. We have learned about the precipitation. What is precipitation? Precipitation, it is the, it, it is precipitation. It occurs when so much water is condensed in the air and that cannot hold it anymore. The cloud becomes heavier and the water falls back in the form of rain, snow, hail, sleet. Yes, and then we have studied about the major forms of precipitation. First, we have learned about the snow. Yes, we have learned about the snow. Then we have studied about the snowfall. Then frostbite. What is frostbite? It is type of a injury. Yes. Then we have studied about the hail. What is hail? How the hailstones are formed. And then we have studied about the concentric layers. Yes, how the concentric layers are formed in the are formed of hail. And at last we have studied about the rainfall, how the water droplets are formed. Okay, then yes, now here today Today we had a great start with the geography chapter number 5, precipitation. So now we have revised, we have what we have learned. Yes, at last but not the least, last but not the least, let's evaluate our knowledge by answering the questions. You can take the screenshot or you can note it down in your book, all these questions. When the lecture is over, write the answers of the question, and we will continue the same lecture in the next session. That time I'll ask you the question as previous knowledge. Yes, students, you can take the screenshot or you can note it down the question. And as a homework, you solve these questions. You can read the textbook, you can take help of your textbook and solve the questions. Yes, so students, now, so students, see, the, till now we have learned the half lesson of precipitation. Yes, the remaining part we are going to complete in the next session. I hope everybody have understood what is precipitation, condensation, major forms of precipitation. Yes, I'm happy that you all have understood it. Yes, so students, see you in the next session with some new knowledge, with some new information of precipitation. Okay, see you. Bye. Take care. Stay home, stay safe, and keep learning. Thank you.